Hello, in this video I'd like to give you some suggestions on how you can give a good presentation. For a start, always say what your name is, and you can say that you are a first year, second year, third year or fourth year student at this university. You do not have to say the name of the university. All you need to really say is that I study at this university. You can then go on to say what you would like to become. For example, a radiologist, a nurse, a doctor, a technician, or whatever it may be. You can tell the instructor listening to you where you live. For example, if you live in the dormitory at the school, you can mention that, and then mention also where you originally come from. So many students come from different parts of Taiwan or even from outside Taiwan. Mention that, and then go on to mention the members of your family. Many students say, for example, that they have a brother or a sister, or brothers and sisters, but they don't say if they are older or younger than themselves. So it's important to mention that. Or it's one of the things that you can mention. You can also talk about what your father does, what your mother does. If your mother doesn't work, you can say that she is a housewife or that she just works at home. Saying that she is a housewife, however, lets the interviewee know that she doesn't work from home, but that she works at home as a housewife. If you still need further things to say, you can mention things like what your father does, and you can also talk about, for example, what if you have older brothers or sisters, what they do, if they are students, or if they work, what work they do. You can mention what grade, for example, your younger brother or sister is in. You can mention how you come to school. If you live at the dormitory in school, then you would just say that you walk to school. Some students come by bus. Some students come by scooter. If you live in a town relatively close to this university, then you can mention things like that you go home to visit your parents every weekend or every second weekend, and that you go by train or that you go by bus. Some students live further away, for example in Taipei or Kaohsiung, and some students even come from Taidong, and so they can mention that how often they are able to go home to visit their parents and how they go home. Other things that you can talk about are, for example, the things that you like to do in your free time, the kind of activities that you like to partake in, for example, sports activities, the kind of music you like to listen to, the kind of movies you like to watch. All these kinds of things tell the instructor listening to you how well you can speak English. It's very important, it gives a very good impression if you can talk to the instructor without reading. It's fine if you just have notes or cards that you can look at to help you to remember something to say, but to just read something that you have written out does not give a good impression, because no one in the real world reads when they are speaking to someone. So it's very important that you do not read from a text that you have written out. So it's important that you perhaps practice what you want to say with a friend beforehand, or with a teacher, or with anyone else. It's also maybe a good idea to record yourself. You can easily do this with a computer at home, or even your own cell phone. You can record yourself and then listen and see yourself speaking before you come to the actual test. Some students come to the test knowing nothing to say. They have nothing to say. And then when the instructor asks them questions, they are also unable to answer the questions. This, of course, gives a very bad impression, and so they can only expect to get a very low mark if they are not able to talk about themselves and if they are not able to answer any questions. So be prepared for questions if you do not have a lot to say. But I should hope that after listening to this video, you will have a much better idea of how you can prepare for your oral test. Thank you for listening, and I wish you all of the best.